Yeah, the topic today is we're going to work on slang. Okay,
All right, so we need to come up with a topic for your podcast. Do you have anything in mind that you're interested in?
yes, we're going to talk about slang. Remember?
All right, so a podcast about slang. That's a fun idea. Do you want to focus on slang from a certain time period? Or maybe slang from a specific region or country?
What we're going to do today is slang, focusing on teen slang today. I mean, nowadays, 2025.
All right, sounds like a fun project. Do you have any specific questions about teen slang today?
No, I want you to tell me the slang words that teens use today. So let's go one by one, and we're going to work with examples, and we're going to work with applications of those words. All right?
All right, sounds good. So I can start by giving you a slang word, and then we can come up with examples together. Or if you'd rather, I could give you examples of slang being used, and then we can try to figure out what the words mean. Let me know what sounds good.
Okay, what sounds good today is let's begin with one word. Give me one word.
All right, here's a popular one. Lit. Do you know what that means?
Lit. I know what that means, but I want you to explain, because remember that this is a podcast, so we're explaining this to the people that are listening to us.
All right, sounds good. So lit is a slang term that means something is really good or exciting. You could say something like, that party was lit, or this new song is so lit. Do you want to try coming up with an example?
I want you to give me two more examples, and then you're going to explain what lit exactly is, where it comes from.
All right, here's another example. You could say, dude, that new video game is totally lit. Or, how about this one? Did you see the sunset last night? It was lit. Would you like me to explain what lit means now?
Please, go ahead.
So, lit comes from the word lighter. Originally, it meant something was on fire, but now it means something's really cool or exciting.
That is ironically opposite to cool, isn't it? Lit is ironically opposite to cool.
Yeah, you could say that. Lit definitely has a different vibe than the word cool. I can give you another slang word if you'd like.
Give me another slang word.
All right, here's another one. Salty. Do you know what that means?
I want you to tell me what salty means.
Salty means being really angry or upset about something. Like if you lose a game and get really mad about it, you could say you're salty about it.
Okay, so if I am salty, you would say that I am pissed off.
Yeah, you could say that.
Or
salty means you're annoyed or irritated, but it's a little less intense than being really pissed off.
Okay, so salty can also be to be cross.
Yep, salty can definitely mean you're cross about something. You could also say someone's salty if they're acting bitter or jealous.
All right, okay. Give me examples. Use it in a sentence.
All right, here's one. You could say, he's so salty that he didn't get invited to the party. Or how about this one? Stop being so salty about losing the game.
All right, give me two more examples.
All right, here's another one. You could say, she's been really salty ever since she didn't get the promotion. Or, here's one more. Don't be such a salty loser.
All right. So, in all those sentences that you gave as an example, can we use, for example, pissed off instead of salty?
Yeah, you could replace salty with pissed off in those examples. Though, pissed off sounds a bit more aggressive than salty.
It does sound a bit more aggressive. You're right.
All right, so, do you want me to give you another slang word, or would you like to explore some other words we've already talked about?
Give me another slang word.
All right, here's another one. Sus. Have you heard that one before?
Sus. I've heard it, but I want you to explain it.
Sus is short for suspicious. It basically means you think someone might be acting weird or dishonest.
Okay, give me examples in a sentence.
All right, here's one. You could say something about him seems sus. Or how about this one? Her story is really sus. I don't believe it.
Okay, now if you could take A slang word from the 80s or the 90s that is comparable to sus, what would that be?
Alright, so, in the 80s and 90s, if you wanted to say someone was acting suspicious, you might have called them sketchy, or said they had a creepy vibe. Those words kind of mean the same thing as sus does today.
Sketchy and creepy. Okay, that's cool. All right.
Alright, so what do you want to do next? We could look at another slang word. Or we could talk more about how slang changes over time.
No, let's continue working with words, and I want to give you I want you to give me another one.
Alright, here's another one. How about ghosting?
Ghosting, can you explain that to me?
Ghosting means ending a relationship by suddenly stopping all communication with the other person. It's like disappearing without any explanation.
Okay, all right. Can you give me 2 examples in a sentence?
Alright, here's one. She ghosted me after our first date, and I never heard from her again. Or how about this one? He keeps ghosting me when things get serious.
All right, cool. Now, not cool, lit, right?
Yeah, lit. You could say that. So, what do you want to do now?
No, wait. I want to continue working with the word ghosting. If you compare ghosting to a slang word from the 80s or the 90s, what word would that be?
That's a good question. Back in the 80s and 90s, if someone suddenly disappeared on you like that, you might have said they ditched you or gave you the slip.
They ditched you. That's right. I remember that. Or gave you the slip. That's right. I'm not too familiar with
All right,
slip.
so do you want to keep exploring words from the past, or would you like to move on to some more modern slang?
Let's work on more. Sorry.
All right, here's another one. Spill the tea. Have you heard that one before?
Spill the tea. I've heard it, but I want you to explain it.
Yeah, spill the tea is a fun one. It basically means to gossip or share juicy details about something.
Okay, compare that to a word from the 80s or 90s.
In the 80s and 90s, you might have said something like dish the dirt or spill the beans to mean the same thing as spill the tea does today.
Right, okay. Now, give me spill the tea in a couple of sentences.
All right, here's one. Spill the tea, what happened at the party last night? Or how about this one? I can't wait to hear you spill the tea about your vacation.
All right, cool. I think that's very easy to understand. Give me another slang word.
All right, here's another one. How about low-key?
Low-key, that's right. We talked about this one the other day. Okay, explain low-key for me, please.
All right, so low-key basically means something is subtle or understated. You could also use it to say that you like something, but don't want to make a big deal about it.
All right. Now, if you compare this word low-key with a word from the 80s or 90s, what would that be?
That's a good question. Back then, you might have said something was kind of cool or not bad if you wanted to express that you liked it without overdoing it.
Kind of cool or not bad. So that's not really slang, right?
That's a good point. Cool and not bad aren't exactly slang, but they were a way to express a similar idea back then. Do you want me to come up with a slangier option?
No, that's okay. That's okay. What I need is the people to understand it. So that's a good way of explaining it. Okay, give me another.
All right, sounds good. Do you want to keep?
Give me.
All right, here's another one. What about extra? Do you know what that means?
I want you to explain it. Extra.
All right, so extra basically means someone's over the top or dramatic. You could say they're doing too much.
Okay, compare that to a word from the 80s or 90s.
Back then, you might have called someone like that a drama queen or a real character.
A drama queen, of course. So somebody who is extra is someone who is a drama queen.
Yeah, you could definitely say that. Want to try another word?
No, I want you to use extra in a couple of examples.
All right, here's one. She's so extra, she always has to be the center of attention. Or how about this one? His outfit is way too extra for this casual event.
Okay, I think that's easy to understand. All right, give me another slang word from nowadays.
here's another one. How about bussin'? So bussin' basically means something is really good. You could say it about food, an event, or even a song.
Now, if you compare that word, bussin', with a word from the 80s and 90s, what would that be?
That's a tough one, since bussin' is pretty new. But I'd say it's closest to something like awesome or rad. Those were popular words back then to say something was really cool.
Awesome and rad. All right. Okay, use bussin' in a couple of sentences, please.
All right, here's one. Dude, that new burger place is bussin'. Or how about this one? Her concert was so bussin'. I've never had so much fun.
All right, it's easy to understand. Very good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 slang words so far. We're going to work on 15, okay? So,
all right, so
give
we've
me...
got a good list of slang words going so far. Do you want to keep going with more modern slang? Or would you like to explore some online resources for slang dictionaries or quizzes?
No, I want you to give me another slang word.
All right, here's another one. How about vibe?
Vibe, that's easy to understand, but explain it, please.
Sure thing. Vibe is short for vibration. It means the feeling you get from a person, place, or thing. Like if you say, I really like the vibe of this coffee shop, it means you like the atmosphere there.
Okay, and if you compare that to a word from the 80s or 90s, what would you get?
Back then, you might have said aura instead of vibe. It's not used as much today, but it basically means the same thing.
An aura. Can you use that in an example, please?
Sure thing. You could say something like, I really like the aura of this old bookstore. Or how about this one? Her aura was so positive, it made everyone feel happy.
All right, yeah, so aura and vibe are basically the same thing, and they're both easy to understand. Give me another slang word.
All right, here's another one. How about savage?
Savage, can you explain that, please?
Sure thing. Savage can mean a couple of things. It can mean someone's really good at something, almost like they're killing it. But it can also mean someone's really mean or rude, kind of like they're savage to other people.
Okay, can you give me an example?
All right, so you could say something like, did you see Sarah's freestyle rap? She was totally savage. That means she was really good. Or you could say something like, he was being really savage to his little brother, which means he was being mean.
All right, easy to understand. Now, if you take that word, savage, and you give me a slang from the 80s or 90s, what would I get?
In the 80s, if you wanted to say someone was really good at something, you might have called them a badass or a hotshot.
And the other meaning?
In the 80s, if you wanted to say someone was really mean or rude, you might have called them a jerk or a bully.
A jerk or a bully, that's right. But the word bully is still used nowadays.
Yeah, bully is definitely still used today. Do you want to hear another slang word?
Please.
All right, here's another one. How about fleek? Fleek means something is on point or perfect. You might say, your outfit is on fleek, or your hair is looking fleek today.
All right, compare that to a word from the 80s or 90s.
Back then, you might have said something was fly or dope if it was on fleek.
Something was fly or dope, you said.
Yeah, back in the 80s and 90s, if something was really cool or stylish, you might say it was fly or dope.
Okay, all right. Give me another word.
How about turned up?
Turned up. Tell me about turned up.
All right, so turned up basically means you're really excited and energetic. You could say you're hyped up or ready to have a good time.
Okay, so, and if you compare that with a word from the 90s?
In the 90s, you might have said something like pumped up or hyped to mean the same thing as turned up does today.
Pumped up or hyped. But hyped is still used nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah, pumped is definitely still used today. But turned up has a little more of an intense, energetic vibe to it.
Okay, use that in an example, please. A clear example.
All right, so you could say something like, the crowd at the concert was totally turned up. Or how about this one? I'm so turned up for the game tonight.
All right, very well. Okay, another word.
All right, here's another one. How about cringe?
Cringe. Yeah, my daughter tells me I am cringe.
All right, so cringe basically means something's awkward or embarrassing. Like if you see something that makes you uncomfortable, you might say it's cringy.
Okay, give me an example of a word from the 80s or 90s.
All right, back in the 80s and 90s, you might have said something was lame or uncool if it was cringy.
Lame or uncool. Okay. Okay, I want you to
All right,
use.
so
Wait,
we've got a
wait,
pretty
wait.
solid.
Wait for me. Wait for me. I'm asking you something. Use cringe, please, in a sentence.
All right, here's an example. You could say something like, his dance moves were so cringe, I had to look away. Or how about this one? That old TV show is so cringe to watch nowadays.
All right, it's clear. Okay, one more slang word and we're finished for today.
All right, how about basic?
No, you know what? I just remembered one. Tell me about based.
All right, so based is a slang term that means someone's opinion or actions are supported by facts and logic. You could say something like, his argument about gun control is really based, or that's a really based take on the situation.
So you would say that based is something that is factual, right?
Yeah, based means something's grounded in reality or supported by facts. You could say it's the opposite of something that's just an opinion.
Okay, and give me based in an example.
All right, so you could say something like, her analysis of the problem was really based. Or how about this one? That's a based decision. I think you made the right call. All right, so we've covered a lot of slang words. Do you want to focus on slang from a different time period, or maybe slang from a specific region or country?
No, I think that's it. We're done for today.
All right, sounds good. Let's call it a day.
Can you say bye-bye to the audience, please?
And that's a wrap for our podcast about teen slang. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back soon with more words and phrases to keep you in the know. See you next time.
Thanks for tuning in. See you next time. Please remember to like this video and follow me. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tips. See you in the next video.